Let's talk about the basics on how to separate mixtures. Now, don't worry about taking notes. At the very end of the video, I will post a summary for you to take a screenshot of. There are 4 basic methods on how to separate mixtures, and they are distillation, filtration, chromatography, and centrifugal force. Let's discuss distillation first. So, exam definition of distillation. Distillation, a method of separating the substances of a mixture based on the differences in their boiling points. Most of the time, individual components in a mixture will actually have different boiling points and different melting points. Remember, those are physical properties. A common example is water and salt. Salt is also called sodium chloride. And sodium chloride has a boiling point of 1465 degrees Celsius, while water has a boiling point of 100 degrees Celsius. That's like a massive difference. That's 1365 degrees Celsius difference. Maths, guys. Now, thanks to this massive difference, it's very easy to actually boil water and wait for all of the water to evaporate, and then crystals will form at the bottom of whatever your vessel is that you're boiling the water in, and that'll be your salt, which is left behind. However, a problem does arise when the substances don't have such a massive difference in boiling point. For example, formic acid only has a boiling point of 100,8 degrees Celsius and water is 100 degrees Celsius. That's a 0,8 difference. That's not going to work. Now, I should mention this only applies to simple distillation. You see, the problem with this, the whole reason this is only the basics of mixtures, of how to separate mixtures, is because each form of separation, chromatography, filtration, distillation, has its own subdivisions. Distillation has steam distillation, vacuum distillation, fractional distillation, and then of course the simple distillation that I've just explained. Now, formic acid and water can be separated using fractional distillation. It's a little bit annoying because websites are not giving me a straight answer, but as far as I've seen, fractional distillation is appropriate to use if the differences between boiling points of a substance is less than either 40 degrees Celsius, some say 30 degrees Celsius, and some say 25 degrees Celsius. In this situation, if you think you're going to get the question, when is fractional distillation appropriate, then please go check out your past exam memos. If you can, ask a lecturer or educator, and also check in your textbook. Remember, if it's in your textbook, they can't mark you wrong. Unless you're in high school, because high school is unfair and university actually cares. Sometimes. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, this is the basics of how to separate mixtures. Let me move on to filtration before I go too deep into this. Exam definition of filtration. Filtration, the process in which solid particles in a liquid or gaseous fluid are removed by the use of a filter medium that permits the fluid to pass through but retains the solid particles. This exam definition is unfortunately not from a textbook, it's from a website, so please do try and double check if it is appropriate. In fact, all of my exam definitions I give throughout my channel, check that with a lecturer or somebody if it is appropriate for your exams. If you can't check, university students, you'll probably be fine. They actually just care that they see that you know what you're talking about and that you understand it. High school students, look in your textbooks and good luck. Back to the topic. A mixture that passes through a filter is called a filtrate. There are also different types of filters that exist that of course work differently. If you want me to talk about that, let me know in the comments. Chromatography is up next. Chromatography really sounds like a knockoff to the Chrome browser. Just saying. Okay, chromatography, exam definition. Chromatography, a process in which a mixture in the form of a liquid or a gas passes through a medium in which the components move at different rates. Chromatography is actually a surprisingly simple procedure if you familiarize yourself with it. if you haven't familiarized yourself with it and you have no idea what's going on, it's a living hell. Okay, I am going to explain chromatography in detail because it's very difficult to give a general overview of it in this video. So if you want to stay tuned to watch about chromatography and all the different types of chromatography that I know of, then please subscribe. Okay, now every single type of chromatography has two phases, stationary phase and a mobile phase. Okay. The stationary phase is the medium or substance that will be separating your mixture. The mobile phase, on the other hand, is the portion of the system in or on which the mixture that is to be separated moves. Hence, mobile phase. The final method of separating mixtures, well, basic method anyway, centrifugal force. Okay, so basically what happens is the mixture is put into a tube, often a test tube, not always. It can be another type of apparatus that names I don't know. Beautiful English. Okay, so the tube is placed into a machine called a centrifuge. Now what this centrifuge does, it'll rotate the tube extremely quickly around a fixed axis. Like, I mean super fast around a fixed axis. Okay? And then in doing this, the mixture will actually separate. This is actually why it's called centrifugal force. It's a whole physics thing. Now, I know this procedure is used to separate blood into its components, blood plasma, white blood cells, and red blood cells. I remember this. Okay. Now listen, all the methods of separating mixtures, every single one of them rely on the fact that each component within a mixture has different physical properties. Like, yes, they all function differently. The only actual difference between them is that they rely on a different type of physical property. If this video has been helpful so far, give it a like, and don't forget, any questions you have, feel free to put it in the comment section. If you want me to go into detail about filtration, let me know, because I do have a video about it, but I'm not sure whether I should put it up. And then of course, everything about chromatography is coming up next. Okay, in the meantime, here's your exam summary. It's about 1 or 2 slides long, so just be aware of that when taking your screenshots. All the best, and I hope to see you next time.